In this example, we're going to be creating another small server and storing some information in memory. The information that we are going to be storing is users, and these are going to come from a package called Faker. It turns out that creating a large number of pretend users is something that is pretty useful for testing applications. And so we're going to take advantage of this small little package to be able to store some information on a small node server. I'm going to start off by showing you the folder we'll be working on, which is 02_guestbook. And as you can see there, we have 3 core files. The server is index.js, and the other 2 are a simple example of how to use the Faker package. I'm going to go ahead and pull those files into the editor. And as you can see here on the one called createuser.js, I am referencing that package, the Faker package. And once I have a handle on it, the Faker, you can see there that I can get access to random users that are created based on demand. I then define a function that I am sharing as a module.export, which means that I can call it from other files. And you can see here how I would do that. You simply require that file, and then we can create a user. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and run this file here, the consume.js. But before I do that, I need to be able to install the dependencies. And I'm going to do that by running npm install, both Faker and the server that we will use in a minute. The dependencies for those have been defined in the package.json file. So now that we've done that, I can go ahead and run consume.js. I'm going to go ahead and enter that. And as you can see there, we have created a fake user, Pauline Bode. You can see there that the email fits someone who would have that name. We have a username. We even have a password. You can create credit cards and multiple other things that are often useful when creating fake information. So this is the usage of the Faker package. Now I'm going to go ahead and move to the index file. And as you can see there, this is a pretty straightforward, simple Node Express application. We reference the package, create an instance, and then we're also getting a handle on the create user module that I just created, the package that I just demonstrated. We will store all of our information in a variable called store. And at the root of the application, we will respond with the value of that variable store to be able to monitor what has been added. Here within the function defined in lines 10 through 18, we will create our code. The very first thing that we will do is that we will create a variable called length, and we will use it to store the parameter that has been passed in. We can access that by using the request object params.length. And then we will create a loop to enumerate through this number and create fake users. I'm going to go ahead and enter 4. I will start off with a variable of I. Initialized at 0, I will run the loop for as long as I is less than the length. And on each iteration, I will increase the value of I by 1. Inside of it, I'm going to create a user, creating the create user function. And then I'm going to go ahead and store that user. We will use arrays push function, and we will go ahead and add the user. We will then respond to the user that's making the request by simply using the response.object, and we will go ahead and send a message saying added, and we will enter here the number of new users, which will be length. And as you probably already spotted, I made a mistake. I wrote 1 instead of I. And so once I enter the I, all of the little red goes away. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file. I'm now going to go ahead and run the server. So I'm going to go ahead and clear my screen here, my terminal. And I'm then going to go ahead and run node index. And as you can see there, the server is now running on port 3000. So I'm going to then go ahead and hit localhost 3000 simply to confirm that this is responding. And as you can see there, we get the empty array at this point. I'm now going to go ahead and add 1,000 users. And let's see if that works. As you can see there, we get a confirmation saying that 1,000 users have been added. Let's go ahead and hit the default route, and you can see there that 1,000 users have in fact been created. So this is a small demonstration of storing information to memory. We're using the package of Faker, which oftentimes is a useful one whenever you want to test some automatically created data, especially in the case where you're thinking about users.